All right, everybody, welcome to the Five Kings Motorsports YouTube channel, Five Kings Network Facebook page. We're live and in living color here tonight at Phoenix Raceway. We're in the championship hunt here tonight. We're in the final leg, final race of the Apex Sim Racing Custom Racing Gear Series. It's the showdown here tonight at Phoenix International Raceway, open dog leg. Y'all have heard me mention before how much I love the open dog leg configuration here at Phoenix. That apron at the dog leg, it's very, very tricky. It's going to let these drivers really fan out. You'll see 3 wide, 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide, possibly. I want to thank Justin Miller from Justin N's Designs. He put together a little video for us for the opening to this broadcast. So thank you very much, Justin, for that. You are the man. We're Final Four here tonight, fellas. So I'm joined with Mr. Keith Mack and Jason Raymond up in the booth. We're going to do something a little bit different here tonight. We're going to interview the top 4 that are chasing for the playoff championship here tonight. So without any further ado, I'm going to throw it over to Jason Raymond. He's going to get us a driver to talk to.
All right, let me go over here and pull somebody up to the booth.
Oh.
Aaron, this is Jason Tanner and Keith Mack up in the Five Kings Motors booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy on you.
All right, so Final Four here tonight, and we've seen you're pretty consistent with top 10s and top 5s. Haven't gotten a win yet this season, but what is the outlook for tonight going into this championship race?
Well, it's going to be a long race. Probably the longest race that we've had this season. 150 laps here at Phoenix is going to be definitely a challenge. The track's going to transition from daytime to night, and so my first initial deal is I'm just going to try to stay out of trouble. Push and race hard, but also try not to overdrive either, and stay clean and hopefully have a good run at the end of the race.
10-4. Before we start you back up, who do you have to thank to make that car go so fast every week?
Just me and all the guys at Poman Motorsports. We put up a league-wide practice every week, usually the Sunday before a race, and I can say that consistently our team probably represents 80% of those practices on Sunday, and just leaning on each other to get better, and little tricks of the trade that one person might get but the other person might not have yet, and just help each other with information and lead on one another to get faster. But big shout out to Jimmy and Apex Sim Racing for all that he does for us and letting us use his name and try to make him bigger than what he already is. And you guys at Five Kings, I just appreciate everything y'all do the last few weeks with broadcasting, and looking forward to season 3 or season 2 rather.
10-4, that's teamwork right there. And before I throw you back down there, I gotta say that's a beautiful truck you got there.
I appreciate it. Well, little birdie told me you like green, so maybe the next season's truck will have a little more green on it somewhere else too. So maybe you'll enjoy the next season's truck.
That would be perfect. All right, we'll be here at the end, hopefully talking to you.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That was Aaron Adcock in the number 17 Ford F-150. He's hunting for that elusive win here tonight. Will he win it and get that truck put in victory lane and with the championship sitting on top of it? We're going to find out in about 150 laps. But now it's time for my buddy Keith Mack. Keith Mack, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. We're going to grab Garrett Kinder here in 1 second.
He'll be coming up right here.
Garrett Kinder. That's going to be another one of the hopeful 4. We're going to talk to the 4 drivers that are in the championship hunt here tonight. Mr. Garrett Kinder.
Hey, Garrett, Keith Mack up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Going into this race, what's your overall strategy? What are you thinking here to start this race?
Man, Phoenix is not one of my stronger tracks. I always hate it when it's in the championship rounds, but hopefully we can have a little luck on our side tonight. I'm going to drive it hard, Gonna see how much I can get this stuff to stick. Your money lap or your money turn is always, I think, at Phoenix going to be turns 1 and 2. If you can get that kind of down, then the rest of the track will kind of fall into place for you. So, been really focusing on how to get through 1 and 2 while trying to save some tire and carry enough speed. It's going to be a difficult track. Luckily, this is going to transition slowly in the night, so your grip levels are going to go up as the night presses on. So you can try a little bit more stuff maybe later on in the race that you wouldn't be able to do maybe early on. So it's pretty much going to be keeping your nose clean, staying out of the wall, and trying to keep these guys all together and make it. We'll at least have a run at the end of it there.
Speaking of the end, you're coming down to turn 3. You get your partner Aaron Adcock right in front of you. You're going to move him for the win. You're going to settle behind him.
I think I'd move Aaron Adcock just to see what it looked like. No, man, Aaron's been good to me. He's kind of the head honcho of me, Aaron, and Chris all being on the same team. So Aaron and I have run into each other a few times on track, all of it incidental. I don't plan on ever getting back at him, and I don't think he ever intends to get into me. Now, if it's coming down to a championship, it may be a little different story, but that we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there, I guess.
Anybody you got to thank before we start the next race?
Of course, got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch for coming on and sponsoring. It's great having family on board. Glad to get them in the championship 4 here. Hopefully, we can bring home some hardware for them. Thank you all for putting on a broadcast. Thank Aaron for running the league. Justin Miller, he helps out everywhere. And Chris is a wealth of knowledge that I've been able to tap and get some pretty good race info from. So shout out to all those guys, and shout out to all the fans watching back home. Hopefully we can put on a good show for y'all.
No, I'm picking you to win it, so don't let me down. Have a great race, and hopefully we'll talk to you when it's over.
10-4, guys. Thank you.
That was Mr. Kinder from Kinder's Farm and Ranch with the Pit Viper machine out here tonight. He's going to be one of the 4 championship hopefuls. And now we got a previous winner of the MF Racing Design's Best Paint Scheme of the Night in that number 5 machine, Chris McLean. This is Tanner Marr up in the 5 Kings Network booth. You got a copy?
I do.
So, Chris, you had to miss a race, but that race you missed did not matter. You ended up still securing your ticket by winning the previous race. What track? It was Michigan you won at, correct?
That's correct. Yeah,
Yep.
I won Michigan, Miss Richmond.
Yep. So you won Michigan and had circumstances out of your control, had to miss Richmond, but still, we're at Phoenix. You're in the championship 4. You put together a great season, man. You got 2 poles on the season. You've started 13 races, 8 top 10s, 7 top 5s, topped off with 3 wins. Talk me through your season, Chris. How has it been for you thus far?
Yeah, we've had a pretty good season. Put together a pretty good, from beginning to end. Had a couple races there. Just got caught up in some stuff, but can't look back on the past. And overall, we've had a pretty good season there, along with Ray. I think me and him's kind of been, class of the field. Garrett, he's been nipping at the heels, and he's always a tough customer. But I'm glad to see, we all in there in the top 4 and finna battle it out for this championship at Phoenix. It ought to be a fun one.
So, Chris, if I remember correctly, you told me that Richmond was one of your favorite tracks. So, taking that knowledge, bringing it over here to Phoenix. Do you like Phoenix? Are you excited for this championship race to take place out here in the desert?
Yeah, if I had my pick, I probably would have picked Richmond. That's my best track. I'm normally do pretty good there. Phoenix, a lot of stuff it does kind of transfer over. It's all about turn 1 really. Whoever can master turn 1 is gonna probably walk away with the victory. And I think we got a pretty good hold on it. We'll see. Hopefully we'll be able to put it in victory lane.
There you go. That's Chris McLean, driver of the number 5 Ford F-150, looking for a race win of the season number 4, and also looking to be the champion of season 1. Chris, I know you're representing the Poleman Motorsports camp. Any other sponsors you want to thank before we send you back down to your race team?
Yeah, man, I got to thank, like I said, Po-Man. They put together a great league, and glad to be a part of that team. Just a bunch of great group of guys. Jimmy at Apex, he, letting us carry his name. Hopefully we can build it into something he can be proud of. Got to give a shout out to One Up Motorsports. That's my original team. I started iRacing with years ago, and they taught me a lot, and got to thank my family, my wife, and kids for letting me do this. They're the backbone of the whole thing.
Right on. They're the unsung heroes, Chris. Well, we'll wish you good luck here tonight, brother. Maybe we'll be talking to you at the end.
Thank you.
That was driver of the number 5 Ford F-150, Chris McLean out of Poleman Motorsports. We have one driver left to interview here tonight, and that is Mr. Ray Rogers. As I am looking through the Discord and not seeing Mr. Ray Rogers. I do see Mr. Ray Rogers. He's at the top. Let's see if he's out on track yet or not. Okay, Ray Rogers is not on track. We got the camera on William Griffith, but I am going to pull Ray Rogers down really fast and have just a quick word with him before he gets out here qualifying. Ray Rogers, I know qualifying has started. This is Tanner Martin of 5 Kings Network booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So, coming into tonight, I would have to say that you have to be one of the favorites for the championship. Not the favorite, but one of the favorites. You put together a masterful season. You started 14 races, only finished outside the top 10 twice in them 14 races. So 12 top 10s, 9 top 5s, and 4 race wins. Ray, your outlook tonight coming into Phoenix International Raceway, what's your outlook?
Just be patient. Long race, 150 laps, I think is what it is. So you just want to try to stay out of trouble, manage your tires, and hopefully be there at the end.
You know, I had a wise older gentleman once tell me to finish first you got to finish. So that's always a good way to come at these races, especially when it's a winner take all type of event. So with that being said, it is winner take all. Does that mean you got to go all out, or with it being 150 laps, are you going to try to conserve a little bit in the beginning?
Uh, I, since it is such a long race, it might not be one of those deals where it's gung ho at the beginning. Just go out, see, feel the race out, see how the race is going, and see if there's a lot of cautions, if there's not a lot of cautions, and just see how everybody's racing and go from there.
All right on, Ray. I'm sorry we spilled over in the qualifying time. I will let you get back to your race team, but before we do, I want to say good luck to you. And I know every week you give me a good laugh, so I'm going to ask again, who makes that 51 go so fast each and every week?
You know who it does, man.
It's you, yourself, and I, huh?
That's right, me, myself, and I.
Right on, brother. That's Ray Rogers, driving the number 51 Monster Energy Machine out here tonight, searching for race win number 5, I do believe, and a championship to put underneath his belt. Ray will be calling the action. Good luck to you, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. All right, we've talked to the 4 hopefuls. We got qualifying on the track right now. Action is hot and heavy here at Phoenix. We're out in the desert, so you know it's hot and heavy already. Christopher Heiner is out there. Just put it up to P2 on the board. But Mr. Keith Mack, Jason Raymond, I don't care who talks first. Just let me know. What's your outlook on the night? How are you expecting Phoenix to be?
Well, what I expect to be interesting this year is 2 of the 4 guys just talked about the importance of getting through 1 and 2. And I don't disagree. Whoever gets through there the fastest and quickest to get it done, they're going to put themselves in a great position. I'm still sticking with Garrett. He was second on the board in practice. I expect him to be in the top 5 to start this race.
Jason Raymond, what about you, brother?
I just gotta. I feel like it's gonna be a patience race, like a lot of those guys mentioned. Don't push too hard too early on, and see what everybody else is doing. That open dog leg, as we're seeing the 71 cut right. It makes the track really wide and great opportunity for passing there, but you just gotta be a little careful with that too, because it could upset the truck, and you'd never know what it's gonna do. So I feel like patience and just being smart in the earlier laps is the key here.
You are exactly right. Now, I just want to touch base and let y'all know. So, the drivers tonight, they do have 1 fast repair. So, that's 1 mulligan. So, if they get into an incident early into the race, they do have a fallback plan, an insurance policy, we will call it. But, I mean, you two, y'all are racers. Y'all know just as well as I do. You never want to depend on that fast repair because you want it at the end of the race. And then, spinning off of the fast repair, there's 4 total sets of tires. So you get 1 that you start the race on, then you got 3 in the pits. So that tells me they're going to go, they got to go at least 30 laps or so to have some good type of rubber at the end. This is an interesting note. Ray Rogers, he was the regular Apex season champion. He won the most races thus far with 4, I do believe. So that's pretty interesting. We just talked to him. He's the final driver we interviewed. But the more interesting point here is 3 of the final 4 are all representing Poleman Motorsports. So you two are both a part of Five Kings Motorsports. When we come into these races, especially races where the stakes are as high as they are here tonight, I sometimes feel racing against a teammate is some of the worst type of racing because you never ever want to be that guy to take a teammate out. What's y'all's thoughts on something like that?
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. If it was a bigger track, I'd say teamwork and like, lined up, it'd be great. But it's a shorter track, and teamwork's not really going to play a factor here. So, I personally I like to race teammates the same way as they race everyone else when it comes down to situations like this. But like you said, I wouldn't want to be the guy to go wreck a teammate and have that cost them the shot at the championship, or vice versa. If I get wrecked by a teammate for a championship, I'm not going to be happy. So that's definitely something to watch.
Now, Keith, I know you and Frank, y'all are teammates, but man, oh man, it seems like y'all always get tangled. I feel like you're going to be a little bit different in the teammate aspect. How do you
Well,
feel?
so I think teammates here is important. I think when you're coming down to the end of the race, if there's 2 or 3 of you running in the top 5, you want that friendly man right behind you that you know is going to push you, is going to help you, is going to maybe lay that block that you don't have to make because you're making a move forward. You want that teammate with you. Now, if it's just you and the teammates trying to push it to the end, I might be a little colorblind. I'll give you a little bump if I have to get by you, but I'm not going to wreck you. I may give you a nudge though. We've seen our team do it. You've been nudged. I've been nudged. We've all been nudged here and there. But I think if having some friends with you down at the end of the race, that's highly important to have.
I mean, I couldn't agree more, but I also know what it's like to be battling with a teammate late in the race, especially for a championship. And it can make or break friendships if you allow it to. But luckily, I mean, we're pretty close knit, and I think these poor Poleman Motorsports are as well. We got Aaron Adcock. He's out on track right now, coming around. This is his outlap, so we're seeing it live, folks. As we just seen Garrett Kinder go P2 on the board with his first lap. Let's keep the eyes on Aaron Adcock here, though, and see what this driver's able to lay down. With a 27:41 first lap around, he went P5.
I call it Kinder. Got to start up front. Top 5. He'll be top 3.
Kinder is fast everywhere he goes, but Kinder always seems to find a little bit extra of a gear when it comes to these short tracks. So right now, the playoff drivers, we got one sitting P1, the other one sitting P2. Let's see where Aaron Adcock shakes out right here, and then we're going to switch over to Ray Rogers. I noticed he is out on track as well. Aaron Adcock, actually a little bit slower his second lap around, so he's currently still sitting P5. And that 51 machine has switched the colors on me. It was black last week with the Monster Energy. It is white this week with R&L Carriers sponsoring. That's a Logitech company right there. Or logistic company. Wow, Logitech. I looked out my wheel. Logistic company sponsoring that ride.
I bet you like those colors better than the green. It's got some pink in there.
I'm not seeing no pink, Mr. Mac. Oh, we got a championship contender breaking loose at the start-finish line. Veteran mood right here. He is going to lose a lap, though, wouldn't he? When he comes around here, it's actually going to be a second lap. So
I believe so. Yes, that would. That's a tough break right there.
Right. So he's not going to have the heat in the tires or anything coming around for this. What is going to look like his first lap to us, but iRacing's mind, this is Ray Rogers' second lap, so you better hang it all out right here in that Toyota Tundra number 51 machine. Let's see what he's able to do as he's coming around the track. Turn one. We heard it mentioned twice in the broadcast. Heard Keith mention it, or in the interviews, and then heard Keith mention it. How you enter turn one can dictate your entire lap, because how you enter turn one is going to affect how you exit turn one, and then you go to the dog leg and so on, etc. And you can make or break a lap by having a good turn one. As Ray Rogers runs out of time, and I do not believe it counted his laps, boys. It did not count Ray Rogers' lap. He is P9. Wow.
That's unfortunate, but it is 150 laps, and he did say he was gonna be patient with it. So I mean, it may not be the worst thing.
My only fear in a situation like that is when you start in the back like that, you put more cars/trucks out your windshield. And the more trucks that are out your windshield, the more of a chance there is for a risk to have a wreck or an incident. Right now, before they get out here and start destroying equipment, let's sorry, I had them texting me. Let's get on here and we're going to give the MF Racing Designs best paint scheme of the night. This is my favorite time of the night right here when it comes to these broadcasts. Y'all give me just a moment and we are going to get to it and do it for the MF Racing Designs best paint scheme of Dow night. First, we'll switch it on over to Mr. Jason Raymond. Jason Raymond, best paint scheme of the night, sponsored by MF Racing Designs. Who do you got?
I don't even think this one's a question. I've said it already. The 17 truck, that green and the green chrome and the black. I don't know. It just all goes together so well, and it's a beautiful looking
So
truck, actually.
there's your first two-time winner for the MF Racing Designs best paint scheme of the night. And now Keith Mack, he is seeing some different paint schemes than what we're seeing. So Keith, if you watch my stream in Discord, I will kind of go through the field to the best of my ability and let you see what some of these trucks look like, and we'll give you a little gander at them. So you got Tracy Passons right there, Keith. Then we got that number 76.
No, you know what? I like the 76 a lot. I was watching earlier. I still like it a lot.
That 76 driven by Mr. Garrett Kendrick.
No, I don't. I pick him to win. I'm gonna pick his truck too.
There you go. You're all in on Mr. Kendrick. So I like that. Okay, so mine, I'm going with the just an inch designs. It may be just an inch in designs. I'm not exactly sure. The Ditch Witch machine of Justin Miller, Ford F-150 out of Last Chance Racing. He is going to win my MF Racing Designs best paint scheme of the night. Woo! So that's out of the way. So we got that one done, boys. That's off our back. Now, we got about 3 minutes or so before these boys go to grid. I am excited here tonight. Going to crown a champion.
So, what do we think pit strategy is going to play in here? Are we thinking gas going to play into it? Is it just going to be a tires game? Like, what are we thinking about pit strategy?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. But there's always one way we can find out. And we can find out just by like this right here. Mr. Aaron Adcock, sorry to interrupt you while you're trying to warm up with the fellas, but can I run a few questions by you real quick?
Yeah, come on.
So the fuel for tonight, I know y'all got 4 total sets of tires. What's the fuel looking like here tonight?
Depending on how you drive it, probably 50 to 55 laps on a tank of fuel.
Okay, so coming into tonight's race, it being championship race, is it best to try to stretch out the tires and stretch out the fuel as far as you can, try to save as much of it for the end? Or, I mean, what's the strategy for Poleman Motorsports? Or y'all just kind of playing that close to the vest?
Just going to kind of see what the cautions do. But here recently, we've only been having 1 or 2 cautions. So I got a feeling we're going to have some long green flag runs. And hopefully we can keep the tires on the truck as long as we can. And I'm shooting for that first pit stop, that first fuel run, getting a new set of stickers. So maybe it'll play out like that, and hopefully I'll have a little insurance policy in the bank whenever it gets time for the check cutting.
Hey, right on. Well, like we mentioned, there's a button box from Apex Sim Racing Custom Racing Gear on the line tonight. And we put a little bit of cheese on the line, $40 on the line, sponsored by Five Kings Motorsports. So there's a little bit on the line here tonight, as well as always, bragging rights. So good luck to you, Aaron, and maybe you'll be a little bit richer with a nice, high-quality button box to go along with.
I appreciate it.
All right, boys, so we know about 50 to 55 laps on a tank of fuel. That's going to be interesting. That's good. Yeah. All right, so a 150 lap race. If you can stretch it, you can do. I mean, it's going to be a 3-stopper just about without cautions. Now, cautions will change that up a little bit, but
So I think it's definitely a two-stopper. I think you can, if you get some early cautions, which I don't expect many with 14 drivers out here, I think you may be able to continue to top off, give yourself a little bit extra, to stretch that into the second one for you. I think you'd be in good shape.
right on as we head into the grid here tonight, folks, for the Apex eSeries Showdown race. It's the final 4, baby. 150 laps. We're out here in the hot Phoenix, Arizona desert. Got Chris McLean. He put it on the pole with a 27.252. Starting outside, row number 1 is another of the championship 4. You got Garrett Kinder, driver of the Kinder's Farm and Ranch Pit Viper. I'm not sure what he's in, a F-150. All right, then the inside row number 2, you got Tracy Passons representing Mid-South. Christopher Heiner, driver number 24. He's going to be starting outside row number 2. And then another championship hopeful, Aaron Adcock from Poleman Motorsports. He's rounding out your top 5. Chuck Phelps, Mr. Pegleg, he's starting P6. Eric Bulkhalter starting P7. Matt Rogers starting P8. Justin Miller from Poleman Motorsports / Last Chance Racing starting P9. And Mike Feith, a previous winner of the MF Race Design's Best Paint Scheme, starting 10th. 11th is William Griffith. Alex Veith, that's the son of Mike. He's starting 12th. And then Mr. Ray Rogers, the final of the championship contenders, starting 13th. And Paul Cox starting 14th. As we're going green flag racing here tonight.
And the green flag is out here. As a 76, I forgot names already. Is that Kinder in the 76?
That is Garrett Kinder in the 76 trying to battle with that 5. It's going to be a battle so you can get down low coming to this apron right here. Who's going to use it? Who isn't going to use it? That's always interesting to me when these races first start out here with the open dog leg configuration.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite things about this track, and definitely adds some characteristics and good chances to make passes and moves down there.
You are exactly right. As the front 5, they get single filed out for the most part. Aaron Adcock's trying to make a pass on his uncle, I do believe, with Tracy Passons right now. That apron, if you cut it, you go all the way down. I mean, it's free real estate down there, right, Keith? You can go all the way down to that white wall, inside the wall. But it's a risk.
And we've seen many drivers come up, trying to come back up to the track, and it's knocks you a little bit loose at times and put you in a bad spot.
Right, and I tell people all the time when we're racing here, especially when we have drivers meeting, if you're 2x2, side by side, coming to that apron, if you're the guy that's on the outside, you cannot just assume that driver on the inside is going to go all the way down the apron. And then vice versa. If you're the guy on the inside, you can't assume that guy on the outside is just going to let you up if you do go down the apron. So it makes for a very interesting racing as we see that 76 currently trying to hound the number 5 of Chris McLean. These drivers are all about it, and we're just, a few laps into this race? 4 laps into it?
Yeah, I want to touch base on what you just said about the dog leg down there. Like you said, you can't assume that the guy's going to let you back up or that the guy's going to go all the way down to the apron. So it definitely makes for some interesting racing, but you also got to be super careful because it could really end up hurting your race. And that's a risk some of these guys are going to be willing to take, and going down there is, I mean, it makes the track shorter, so you get more speed and overall lap time speed. But it's a risk, and I mean, I would take the risk, but there's some people that don't.
So I tend to change that from on the inside. I don't want to go down there every time. I want that guy on the outside to be uncomfortable and out there. I'm not going to let him assume I'm going anywhere. I may not go down as far, so if I have to go down all the way, I'm very inconsistent.
That's a good thing, though. Like, that keeps the drivers around you on their toes, and if they're not on their toes, then I mean, something can happen and something can transpire. As we're going to touch base with the playoff contenders, the 4, like we see right here, Chris McLean, Garrett Kinder, they're holding down P1 and P2. Aaron Adcock, he started 5th, he stayed 5th. So we heard him say it's a long race. He's going to try to conserve a little bit. And then, unfortunate for Ray Rogers, waited too long, didn't actually get a lap down because he actually spun his first lap. He's got to mitigate those small mistakes and try to come up through the field. He's gained 4 spots since when those trucks first hit the grid.
He doesn't look like he wants to stay back there too long. He wants to get his way up and get out of harm's way as fast as possible.
The less trucks out your windshield, the less of a risk you're taking.
It's interesting to see you get a second and a half spread between Garrett and Chris between second and third. That those top two trucks have really put a good spread up.
Good to
Yeah,
see.
super. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say super early on. I wonder if they are pushing to try to, build a big lead, or if these guys behind them are playing the smarter way out and trying to save those tires and maybe the pit and take a set. That's the good stuff.
So it could be the cat and mouse game here. Yeah, I mean, it very well could be. As we see Chris Heinen running P3, actually slaps the wall a little bit, destroyed the right side of that truck with that little bit of contact. Going to let the 53 of Passons get underneath him, 3 and 4. Should be able to clear this driver if he's like, ooh, slides up right in front of him. Man, oh man, they're already getting a little close already.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a close move there, but I'm kind of surprised with the amount of damage that 24 truck has after the very little contact. I mean, I'm assuming it was still hard contact, but I'm surprised, and caution's out.
Caution is out on the speedway. Tattletale box is currently showing me William Griffith has spun around, or crashed at least. Let's go back and bring it up on the replay and find out what happened. You see the 72 is looking underneath him right there a little bit. That's Paul Cox in the 72. And, ooh, just kind of pushes up right there. Turn 1, folks. I've heard Keith mention it. I've heard 2 other drivers mention it. I heard Raymond mention it. Turn 1. It's a tough corner. It don't look that hard. You go in there side by side like that. That driver on the inside, the way the banking is on this track and how fast you actually get, the speeds that you hit on this track, it's hard to hold that bottom line and not push up. We just saw that right then.
Yeah, it definitely is, and great job by that driver of William Griffith, and not hit the wall. He locked up the brakes and kind of knew he was going around at that point, so he locked up the brakes, and great job keeping that truck off the wall.
There's only one taker on pit road here, Keith, Paul Cox. If you're one of these drivers in the back a little bit, what do you do?
I am topping the gas off, not checking tires. I'm just topping the gas off. I'd also like to look at Ray Rogers up to 7, but the exact opposite. Eric Burkhalter sliding from 7th where he started back to 11th. I wonder if he's not sitting back trying to save some stuff.
He might be, and that's a pretty orange truck. And I want y'all to see this number 9 right here. This driver, he does his own paint schemes. It's Mike Veith. I know he has family out there watching. Shout him out every single week, but I'm trying to find the right camera. I love the way this truck looks. It's just the colors and everything. It just flows together really nice. So shout out to Mike Veith for the good looking paint scheme. And I think what tops it off for me and makes it go from like great to awesome is the font of the number 9.
Yeah, I really do like that number 9 font. I gotta say, in chat right now, we got Kevin Kinder saying, "Get her done," number 6.
Right on.
So, was that Paul Cox that pitted early? Is that who we said pitted early already?
Yes, sir, it was. Mr. Paul Cox, driver number 72, was the one that had a little bit of incident with William Griffith right there.
Yeah, I think, get a little quick hammer on the car and some gas. I think it's a smart move. Yeah, I think.
I just noticed as those drivers are driving by, which truck will have to look. I think it's a 96 has some pretty heavy damage to that right to the left rear bumper. As you can see it right there.
I saw that. Yeah, 96 and Matt Rogers, and he actually put in the chat, "Good luck tonight, boys." So we know he's out there watching, and want to give a shout out to Nick Veith. I knew you'd be watching, Nick. Yep, he just said, "Let's go, buddy." You got Mike Veith, number 9. That's your dad, if I do recall correctly. As we're about to be green flag racing here again at Phoenix Motor Speedway. That 5 truck takes a rocket ship of a jump right then. Just left a 76 and the 53 in his dust, literally, because they are in the desert, folks. And I'm starting to notice something here, Keith and Jason. You notice it's not nearly as bright out. That means these lights are getting ready to come on. This track's going to cool down, and that's when tempers can start to really flare, because that's when you really start to push when that truck has that much grip.
Oh yeah, Go ahead, Keith. My bad.
Your temperatures come down, and so hasn't that big lead that Chris and Garrett worked so hard to put out, and that's gone. All that work is flushed.
Yep, just flushed down the toilet. Got to re-rack them, try it again. So let's see if they are going to kind of work with each other again and create a little bit of a separation. We'll call it breathing room. Or if that number 76 is saying, okay, 5, you've led too many laps tonight. Now we know there's bonus points on the line here tonight, Keith. You lead the most laps, that's a point. Pole sitter got a point. So the pole sitter was Chris McLean. You lead a lap, that's a point. The winner gets 3 points. So mathematically, if a championship 4 driver was to win tonight, he still could outright basically tie for the championship. It would be hard, but it could happen. So basically, a long way to get there. I'm saying Garrett Kendra, is he going to choose to follow this 5 truck much longer and let him keep on getting laps clicked off in the lead column?
Tough call. That's a tough call. Chris McLean's also, I believe, Poleman Motorsports. This goes back to driving with teammates.
And look who it is. That 51, boys. He is coming. He's coming. He's got around Aaron Adcock. That's another championship 4. I think Aaron's just kind of twiddling his thumbs, biding some time right now, just letting some laps click off. But that 51 truck isn't. And man, oh man, I know we've already mentioned it, but that 24 truck, you would think he hit that wall going 220 miles per hour. It really damaged the right side of his truck. I think just cosmetically, though, but still.
Yeah, I wanted to say earlier, how you said, it's not as bright and the lights are getting ready to come on. That could change the way this truck is handling it. I mean, it will change the way this truck is handling. So that's where you can see some drivers start to shine, is when the track's changing. It could hurt some people. It could give some more people some more comfort, and that's when you'll see the racing get pretty intense.
So we're looking just for a point of reference here. Garrett's about a second and a half in front of Ray Rogers between second and third. So at 1.3, let's see what's going to happen over the next few laps. See if Ray can close that gap up, or is that going to stay right there?
As we're going to go cockpit cam with Mr. Ray Rogers. See what he's singing out this truck. See how he's fighting that wheel, or if he's pretty steady Eddie. He's normally, typically, from the races that I have caught, he's normally really, really steady with the wheel. So let's see if that transpires and carries over to Phoenix, which I'm sure it will.
He looks like he's on a Sunday drive right now.
Right, he looks very, very calm and just basically, he might be pushing, but you couldn't tell in the eye test. As that time by, Keith, Ray Rogers.
A half second.
That time by, Ray Rogers, fastest car on the track.
And you can see from his in-car right now, that 76 truck is getting bigger and bigger out his windshield.
Yes, he is. As we're about to go, I want to go on board with Garrett Kendra here. Now, let's try to compare a little bit. Now, folks, if Garrett is a little bit more herky-jerky, it's just driving styles. It's not that Garrett or Ray's doing something better or different or perfect, we'll say it. Everybody approaches racing different. Everybody has different driving styles. But on the flip side of that, Garrett looks pretty smooth as well.
Yeah, personally, I tend to have more of a jerking motion to the wheel instead of smooth, like constant turn. I tend to saw at it more. But these guys are just super smooth. All of them. I mean, they're all super smooth.
Jumping on board with the driver number 5, it's been all Chris McLean out front for the Apex eSeries Showdown. It's the final 4 here. And then we see here Chris McLean. He's looking pretty smooth as well.
I am going to go out on a limb here and say the person that figured out turn 1 is running third right now. Just saying.
Mr. Ray Rogers, he did. He fished in that 76 pretty quick, and you saw the gap really close into turn 1. He's actually entering a little bit higher right then, Keith. I saw that right then, but then he drives it all the way down to the yellow line.
You can really see him as he's coming off turn 1. I was going for the pass. The last couple laps, coming out of turn 1. Turn 1 and through so fast.
Yep, he got to the inside of the 76. 76 washes up, basically don't even fight him, just gives it to the 51. That 51, he's on the hunt, but that 76 will not give up. 51 may have got the wall a little bit right then.
It's not the worst fighting right now. It's like too few laps in the race. Right? He can't be fighting right now.
Yeah, and I agree that it definitely was close to see if he hit the wall or not. I I'm just wondering. I've never done this. Do you think they're braking, or are
Oh,
they
for
just letting
sure.
off?
They're for sure breaking without a doubt into turn 1. Wouldn't you think, Keith?
Yeah, it's in turn 1 they are. Turn 3 they may just be settling the truck in the middle. Probably not so much, but definitely braking going into turn 1.
Yeah.
I'm a short track guy, so I'm mainly the super late model and tour modified type of guy. When
Well,
I
look,
came here with the tour modified, he didn't really have to brake, so
we'll see
that's
this time.
different to me.
We'll see if the truck now iRacing since the last patch, it kind of got a little wonky with the graphics how it looks in the front. But let's try to see if we see that nose set down on this truck as he enters turn 1 here.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah, yeah,
You can kind of see it drop.
He's not. I don't think he's using a whole lot of brake, Keith and Jason, but I think he is using a little bit of brake there to try to just almost settle the truck down more than anything.
I think you'll see the same thing in turn 3. Just settle it down so it doesn't push up a little bit.
And as we've been sitting here talking, yes, Ray Rogers has gained 11 spots since these trucks hit the grid, but fastest truck the last 2 times around is the man in control. It's the number 5, folks. That's not Kyle Larson behind the wheel, but you would think so with the gap he has created that time by as well. Another 10th faster than his competition.
I'll tell you what, I'm a little nervous about front right now. I'm starting to see all these cars spread out. I've seen 28 laps tick off. I've got about 22 laps of fuel left, and I don't see a caution our future there. These cars starting to spread out.
You're exactly right. That's why I want to start going through the field. We already know Chris McLean sitting P1. Ray Rogers sitting P2. He's the dog. He's chasing that cat up in front of him with Chris McLean. Garrett Kinder, I think he played it smart and just let that 51 go by and try to live to fight another day a little bit later in the race. Then we got the 53 of Tracy Passons. He's sitting P4. And then another championship hopeful. He started 5th. He's riding 5th. He's not lost. He hasn't gained. He's calm and collected right now. That's Aaron Adcock. Christopher Heiner, we saw him start up towards the front. He started 4th. Got all the way up to 2nd and 3rd battling with Garrett. Saw him getting to the wall. Pretty significant out of turn 1. And you see the damage it did to that truck. Then we got Mr. Pegleg, Chuck Felch, representing the United States Marine, I do believe. Yes, sir. That number 75. Justin Miller. That's a beautiful truck. I love that truck. I like the chrome number, and that says a lot because normally, Keith, you can attest to this. Normally, I don't dig chrome numbers. But that's Justin Miller sitting P8.
You don't tend to dig any numbers unless you put them on the truck yourself.
Yeah, hey, now we're getting somewhere. Now you're learning. You're learning. Then we got the driver with New Zealand and Australia. Got a whole country, 2 countries, and a continent repping him. That's number 72, Mr. Paul Cox. He's sitting P9. Eric Bullhalter, Keith mentioned him a while ago in that 71 machine. He started P7. He fell back to P12 at one moment, but now he's worked his way back up to P10, so he's trying to crawl out of the hole. He's currently sitting 10th. Matt Rogers, I'm not sure if there's relation between Ray Rogers and Matt Rogers. I really couldn't tell you. Only thing I can tell you is they have the same last name, but you got Matt Rogers, driver number 96. He's also in a Tundra. He's sitting P11. William Griffith, he is sitting P12. Alex Veith, Nick, you better be paying attention in the chat. I should have gave this MF Racing Designs paint scheme to number 13. Look at that truck. That truck is so simple but beautiful.
There's a lot of good-looking trucks out here, so could we give the award to everybody? Is that
right?
Can you go back and look at the 75? I actually may want to change my my vote because I really dig that peg legs truck.
I knew you would, and the whole reason why I say that is because I know you like your chrome, your shiny, and because Jason said he liked that truck. That's Mr. Chuck Felch right there. He's a really good guy. When he first started iRacing, he was racing in the Thunderstruck and Rebel Series. And, I mean, this is going to sound bad, but there's no other way to say it. He wasn't nowhere how he is now. This man was fighting for the championship up to last week. To see how far Mr. Pegleg Feltz has progressed since he joined iRacing, I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, I would love nothing more to go out here and battle with Pegleg Feltz because I know where he started and I know where he's at now. And man, oh man, he has improved leaps and bounds. And it's awesome to see that. But just to round out the field, because I did stop, Alex Veith is P13, and Mike Veith, previous winner of the MF Racing Design's Best Paint Scheme of the Night, number 9, Mike Veith. He's sitting 14th. I think he's just buying some time right now.
Can't buy too much time. You know, if you're looking at the
They go
times,
too quick. They go too quick.
Chris has got them in the eye in his eyesights already. He's coming right up behind them all.
Is he? Oh, yep. I saw him just a little bit. They're in turn 3 or turn 4 whenever Chris is almost entering turn 3. So we heard about 55 laps. There's been one caution thus far that will shake up the fuel total just a little bit. But I'm thinking tires at this point. You got 4 total sets, right? If you had 3 sets, you would have to go 50 laps, then you could pit. But you got that extra set to kind of throw in there. When is the right time to go in and take tires? I don't think you want to short stop fuel, but I don't think you want to stretch out your tires as far as you possibly can either with that many sets in the pits.
Well, you're almost guaranteed to get a caution about once Hampton's field pits for fuel and tires. You've got some on old, some on new. Something always tends to happen and somebody gets stuck. I'm not going to short stop. If I'm out front, I'm going to go as long as I can.
But now, on the flip side of that, if, say, 2 of these top 5 to 6 drivers do pit, then that is going to force the hand of another driver because just the time difference. Right now, they're running about 1.5 seconds off versus their best lap of the race. And I just want to let you know, Garrett Kinder has the fastest lap of the race thus far with a 27:29. Guess who is tied exactly with him? Now, I can't see the third number, but I can see the 2 numbers. Chris McLean. He's out front right now. He's tied with Garrett Kinder for the fastest lap of the race thus far. 39 laps in, coming to lap 40 with a 27:29. So I haven't made a pick yet. Jason, you haven't made a pick yet. I'll let you go first, Jason. Keith Mack, let him know real quick. Who'd you pick for tonight's race win?
Oh, if I'm not changing a pick, I picked Mr. Kidder. I think he's going to have a good car. But it also looks like he may have burnt some tires off in this first run, so I hope he learned from his mistakes.
I don't think so. I don't think Garrett's burnt tires off. I really don't. I think I've watched Garrett do this 2 weeks in a row now. I've watched him get up there, run second for about 15 laps, Keith. And then I watched him fall all the way back to P6, P7. And then it was the craziest thing ever. Like 20 laps later, he was fighting for second and then fighting for first. So I really truly think Garrett is playing chess right now and just kind of just clicking off laps really. But Jason, give me your pick. Who is your pick to win tonight?
You know, even though Chris McLean has looked pretty stout tonight, I gotta go with Ray Rogers. You know, I feel like if he didn't have to start back in 13th, the gap wouldn't be as big. But I feel like, later on in the race, pit stops happen, maybe a few cautions could shake up some stuff. I feel like Ray Rogers is gonna be the one to get it done.
All right, so you got Mr. Ray Rogers with Jason Raymond, and then Keith Mack went with Garrett Kinder. I'm going to surprise y'all a little bit here. A true betting man, they're going to say, hey, I'm going Chris McLean. He's been out front all these laps. He's looking fast, got one of the fastest laps on the board. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go a different way. I'm going with Mr. Steady Eddie, Aaron Adcock here. He started 5th. He's remained 5th. Yes, he does have a little bit of a gap between him and the leaders right now. He's about 8 seconds back, but there's still over 100 laps left in this race, and it's not nighttime yet. The sunset is not all the way there yet. So this track and these conditions on this track are still going to change a whole lot when we get closer and closer and closer to the end of this race.
Hey, Jason, I think we can both agree that Tanner picked Mr. Adcock because he likes the green truck.
Yeah, I think Tanner's caving in on the green, but I got to. I just want to touch base on something. Aaron Adcock actually has some damage right above that right rear wheel well.
Really?
Yeah, if you look when he comes by, you can see the wrinkle on the.
Well, he has a little bit on the right or the left front, and yes, he does. I see that. There's a little bit of damage. I'm wondering if that's from a wall contact. Yes, look, the Apex Racing logo on the right side of the truck, it's scraped a little bit. And then look at the left front of the truck. It's got a little bit of a crinkle right underneath the headlight. So there's been an incident that we have not seen that this 17 truck has been in. Do I think it's hurting him? No, I don't. I think it's just cosmetic. But it's still, that's what you don't want when it's an all or nothing type race.
All right, we're closing in on pit stops. You have one car a lap down. We've got one car about to go a lap down. What's going to happen?
Do we have a car?
Exciting.
a lap down, Keith?
Mike Veith won a lap down a few
Okay, I
laps
see
ago,
that. I
and
see that.
Alex is right behind. Is coming next.
Hey, look at Mike Veith's
Yeah, he
right
has
side
some
of his
heavy
truck.
damage on
He
the
has
right side too.
very significant damage that was not there just a while ago. I mean, very significant, and that's that's more of the right front, and that's what scares me. Because I mean, these trucks, they're not tanks. You can't really abuse them too much, especially when it comes to the front end because of suspension and stuff like that. Knock the toe out, and that looks pretty significant from that damage I'm looking at right there. And he's got Aaron Adcock chasing him down now with Alex Veith. He is still on the lead lap, but he's only 2 seconds in front of them leaders. And I promise you, Chris McLean, you can see him right there. He is coming and coming fast. He has a little bit of right side damage.
It looks like we miss a lot while we were talking and chit chatting up here.
Well, I think what it is that they're getting into the wall. They're pushing out off turn 2, and then really, especially off turn 4. It's like the track does feel wide right there, but it's almost like a false narrative because like you put the power down. You're so fast through here. I wish we could see the speed because you're so fast in 3 and 4. You're picking up so much speed, trying to get as much momentum as you can, that it's almost as if that outside wall just reaches out and grabs you.
Yeah, as these runs go along, I find turn 2 to be just brutal. How fast it comes up on you.
Absolutely.
So I'm on my end of things here. I'm riding along with Chris McLean right now, and as he's coming down the front stretch and into turn 1, before braking, he's at 150 miles per hour. And he drops down to about 102 through 1 and 2.
I saw 107, but it's not accurate. That's why I can see it shows me on here, but I don't think it's very accurate. So it's showing me that he hits 103 in the corners of 3 and 4. Let me know what you've seen this next time around, Mr. Raymond. Who's going to be the first right here? Who's going to break the ice and decide, okay, it's time for Mr. Feelgoods. Fill that truck up with Sunoco racing fuel. Who's going to break the ice?
He's heading into turn 3 here.
Mike Veith is one of them that broke the ice, but yeah, continue.
He gets down to 105 miles per hour through 3 and 4.
Oh, okay, yeah. So one of ours is definitely not accurate because I saw 97 miles per hour that time. So definitely one of ours is not accurate. As we just saw the number 13 go a lap down, and I just want to update Nick Veith at home. That 9 truck has brought it down pit road. Going to take 4 tires. I'm waiting to see if he's going to take a fast repair. I think if he would have, it would have already changed. So he's going to keep the fast repair in his pocket, and I don't blame him.
Oh yeah, minor damage like that, I'm not sure if it's affecting, handling or anything, but damage like that wouldn't inspire the fast repair there because you never know what could happen. You could have some heavy
So Keith,
blow your engine, and if you don't have that fast repair, you're done.
Keith, we watched Ray Rogers had a mistake during qualifying, looped it, and then ran out of time. Didn't actually get to put a lap down. We saw him. He sliced and diced his way up through the field. Do you think he may have used too much tire, and that's not allowed him to drive down our race leader right now, Chris McLean?
No, actually, if you look at the time he's driving down right now, he dropped back to about 2.5 seconds back. He closed it to 1.9. Now he's 2.1. I think he's running similar laps. I think he's fine.
They keep flip flopping. So iRacing Live Scoring and Timing, the program I'm using, their name will go green underneath the fastest lap. That's how I can tell who had the fastest lap. And it's between Chris McLean, Ray Rogers, and Garrett Kinder. They keep on swapping the fastest laps. As Garrett Kinder is on going down pit road, Tracy Passons, he's almost done on pit road. Peg legs on pit road. Now is when we're going to start seeing the dominoes start to fall. Let's try to get a peek and see what this number 76 machine decides to do. It's going to be for Mr. Feelgoods. I mean, it's got to be.
I know if I was to be the one pitting here, I would definitely take the 4 tires, top off of fuel, and wait and see how long the race goes green.
So this is where it gets dangerous because if you're Ray Rogers, right, and you see Chris is pitting, you want to pit with him, but this is an opportunity to really close that gap by overdriving it in. You can also get yourself in a lot of trouble doing it.
As we see Aaron Adcock and Paul Cox back down on pit road as as we see the 71 as well now down on pit road. Eric Burkhalter, I think that's what that says. I
We got
cannot-
Burkhalter, Cox, and Adcock all on pit lane. Now I want to throw this to you here, Keith. The way it looks right now, Ray Rogers is Christopher Heiner from P3. He's going to pit as well. It doesn't look from the eye test right now that Ray Rogers, it looks like all he can do is match the speed to the 5 truck. And that 5 truck's coming down pit road. He is coming down pit road. So
Ray's coming with him.
Ray's coming with him. So what I was saying there, and look at the gap though. You see how heavy Ray came in right there. He cut that gap really, really strong right there and entered really good in pit road. What I was saying, Ray Rogers and Chris McLean, they are almost dead even in terms of pace. If you was Ray Rogers, then would it have been better to kind of just go around one more lap and get that lap lead bonus, or do you worry about that at this point in the race?
I'm not worried about that right now. If I'm Ray Rogers, I'm confident I'll get that lap lead. I want to go in. I want to close the gap and play the long game. I'm not worried about a short term.
So we got a new leader out front. Mr. Justin Miller got Paul Cox. He is trying to get, I'm not sure if Paul Cox was a lap down or what.
He was.
Okay, he was.
just
Okay.
Got his lap, I believe.
And now William Griffin is also down pit road. Oh, man. William Griffin has gotten to the wall. So there's been that wall has not been friendly to a lot of these drivers. We see Chuck Pegleg Phelps get his lap back. Just look at the pace difference right there. So if Ray Rogers was to stay out a few laps longer than Chris McLean, you was going to lose a lot of time. But look at here, folks. It has cycled between our top three, and our top three has been shaken up. Garrett Kinder will resume the lead if he can hold Chris McLean in the 5 behind him once Justin Miller pits, and that number 39 has hit pit road now. So Garrett Kinder is going to get him a lap lead bonus here in that number 76 Pit Viper machine. Now, if you're Chris McLean, you've led this race the entire time. You're right there within striking distance of that 76. That's a teammate. Are you pushing the issue right now? Are you going to lick that envelope, seal it, and try to get that lead back? Or are you going to follow that 76? It looks like he's going to try to push it.
You know, if I was him, I'd probably settle back and just ride. You know, we're only on lap 60. You got 90 to go. I would just settle back.
But how long can you settle with that 51 right there breathing down your neck? That's the
True.
question.
That's something to think about too. I don't know. That's a hard decision. I would personally, as we see, he's gonna make a move down to the inside, down the dog leg.
A dog leg.
Kinder tagged the wall right there coming out of turn 2.
Kinder did?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's going to hurt him a little bit, but he should have the momentum right here, guys. Coming off turn 3, he's got the high side. That's going to give him the momentum on the front. So it's drag racing here. Advantage to Garrett Kinder, and that may bring the 51, or yeah, 51 of Ray Rogers. May try a power move on the outside here.
And he's about even.
Oh, Garrett Kinder almost got the wall again.
Yeah, yep, that was close.
Watch the run right
Ray
here.
Rogers is still on the outside.
Watch the run from the 51. There's the 9 car. Will he be a pick right here for that 51 truck? What's going to happen? Will that 51 be able to clear? I think he's going to clear the 5 car going in turn 1. The 5's going to have the preferred line, though, in 1 and 2. But if that 51, if he can stay nosed out in front of that 5 truck, he's going to be able to clear him right here, I think. So that driver that has led the most laps thus far tonight is the 51. He's trying to get more here, folks.
He's going for the gusto right now. I say outside. He's gonna have to run here off the corners. 76 is just gonna let him have it.
I don't know if that. I don't think Garrett let him have it right there. I think that 51 was just a power move, and now the 76 pushes high right here. Maybe he is letting them drivers have it. Just let them go up there and burn their tires off. Man, oh man, that's some good close racing right there. As Ray Rogers, new leader out front, number 51, started in the back. Now we're here, P1 on the board.
Yeah, you know, that's pretty impressive. You know, 13th and drove his way up, and now he's actually kind of pulling away from the other two as well. I don't know, maybe he's pushing trying to get the lead, but it looks like he figured something out.
I'm telling you, I think a while ago we saw him fight through traffic and get back up there. He may have hurt his tires, but I don't think this gap we see here, it's almost to a second almost now, about 8/10. I think Chris McLean is going to drive him down, but that 51 is showing some good pace right now. And I want to give a shout out to Emily McLean in the chat. She said, "Let's go, Chris." Stacy Adcock said, "Let's go, Aaron and Tracy." And Nick V said, "You better believe I'm paying attention." We're gonna switch over here to YouTube real quick and see.
I'm already on that for you. I'm there, and there's no new comments. The only thing was at the beginning of the race was Kevin Kinder said, "Get her done." 76.
Hey, Kevin Kinder, he's always representing. He's always supporting that number 76 of Garrett Kinder. I say it every single week. This series right here has the most passionate fans because it's the same people that come out every single week. They talk with me. I talk back with them through the comments. And I love it. I love the support because I've said it many times. I'm a racer every other night out of the week when I am not broadcasting. And when I know my grandma, I call her Nana, when I know my Nana and mom and my dad are watching me commenting and stuff like that, it's a feeling I cannot describe. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the drivers for the ones that do come out and show support and are vocal with their support. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I agree. Even we all race. We're racing. We race in streamed leagues, and when I know somebody's watching for my family, it pushes me to be better. And I
Absolutely.
feel like that's definitely something huge to have is support from family and friends. And it's not real life racing and it's sim racing, but it's fun and it could get you far in life. There's professional stuff like this, so that's support from family and friends is huge to all of us.
You're exactly right. And Nick V said, "This has been a very good race." I agree, brother. And he said that wall is going to play a huge part. It's like I was saying earlier, Nick. You carry so much speed and so much momentum off 2 and off turn 4. It's just like that wall reaches out and it's like a scorpion from Mortal Kombat. It says, "Get over here." And it just grabs you and sucks you in. And we've seen some pretty heavy damage to the right side of some of these machines here tonight.
I'll tell you what I'm watching damage right now. The 51's putting on a clinic right now. He's about ready to put the 24 lap down, which we saw much earlier in the race running in the top 3 to 4 for a while. And he's ready to drop a lap down. And right in front of him is Charles Phelps is not far in front of him. So clicking off the cars, putting him a lap down, setting himself up for the long haul.
You're exactly right. I want to get an update on our championship 4. It's the hopeful. They're coming in here to Phoenix. They all punched their ticket to the championship race. It's do or die here tonight for the Apex eSeries Showdown Final 4. We got Ray Rogers sitting P1. Chris McLean is sitting P2. Garrett Kinder is P3. Tracy Passons, he almost made it into the round of 4. Barely missed it. He's sitting P4. And then the constant. There's been 3 things in life that are true here today: death, taxes, and Aaron Adcock. He will be in 5th. And he's still running in 5th right now. I'm telling you, that's my pick. And I think he is playing chess when everybody's playing checkers right now.
There's 4 things that are true actually. You forgot to add that the green on that truck is awesome. Green's best color, so forgot to add that in there. Just had to throw it out there.
And the crowd goes mild when we mention green.
Dude, it's just because Keith likes it. Keith knows he likes the green. You're the only one that doesn't, man. You just gotta join the club.
That's not. I also like Harry Gantz also.
Stacy Adcock, you've been quiet in the chat here tonight. Let me know, how's it going for you tonight out in Viewerland? All our viewers, how's everybody doing out there? We appreciate y'all tuning in to Five Kings Motorsports on YouTube. And of course, to our fans on the Five Kings Network page. It's a brand new Facebook page. We got almost 1,500 followers on our team page. I could have done all this from our team page, but I decided why not try something new, try something different. Created Five Kings Network, and I think we got about 30 follows now. We're still really small. We're trying to grow this outfit, and we grow with the help of y'all. When y'all comment, when y'all like the page. So all that said, if y'all could leave us a like on the video, share this video with your friends, or follow our page, I promise you, every time I get that notification, I smile probably way more than I should. I'll be walking through the mall or something, smiling from ear to ear. Everybody thinks I'm a crazy man, but no, really, I'm just happy to see people enjoying what we are providing here from the Five Kings Network, Five King Motorsports YouTube channel. And I want to segue that in saying thank you to Keith Mack, Jason Raymond, for you taking time out of y'all's day to come here and call the race with me here tonight. It's made my job a lot easier, and I'm having a good time here tonight calling this race with y'all.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun here. Watching Ray Rogers here, just kind of click it down. It's pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah, I picked him, didn't I?
Nope, you definitely did not. You picked you picked the an Adcock, you know, just 5th place since the start. You know, he's consistent. I mean,
He's
maybe he's
mean
just
and green and 17. Mean green 17. But I'm telling you, that green, you know why it's green? He's what's the Hulk's alter ego? What's the Hulk's alter ego? What's his name? Steven is it Steven Banner?
I have
Stephen
no
Banner
idea
is
what you're
actually
talking about.
You don't know
Stephen
the Hulk?
Banner is before he turns
I know
into
who the
Hulk. His
Hulk
name is
is.
Stephen Banner.
Right. Yeah. See, so right now Adcock is just Steven. That green, it's there for a reason. He's getting ready to transform into the Hulk.
Hey man, I mean, green is the color of money, and that's what he's chasing tonight. So
$40 brought to you by Five Kings Motorsports and Apex Sim Racing Custom Racing Gear is providing a button box to the championship of tonight's event. If you want high quality stuff, that's Apex Sim Racing Custom Racing Gear. I want to make sure I got their name correctly. It is Apex Sim Racing Custom Racing Gear. Yep, so we're getting it down pat. I love this series. I really do.
you know, looks like a good series to be running, and if you like trucks, you know, definitely check it out. And we got Brandon Bone in the chat saying he just joined the Tour Mod League in Crooked Line, and will see us next week.
Oh, it's Bruce Banner. Thank you, Jacob Robertson and Nick V. Thank you very much. I had a brain fart right there and couldn't think about it. I said Steven. What is wrong with me?
Hey man, I know who the Hulk is, but I didn't know what you were talking about there for a second. You know, I don't know if that's my youngness or I don't know what it is, but
So Jason mentioned if you want the truck series type truck racing, season 2 of this series will be starting shortly. You can find them on Facebook or on iRacing. But I would be renounced if I didn't mention Monday nights. We have a super late model series. It's a custom fixed setup series broadcasted live on OSR Network under Crooked Line Racing. You can check us out there. Also on Tuesday nights, we do a tour modified series. It's custom fixed setup. Brandon Bone said he joined it. He'll be seeing us next week. We're starting the season off. Season number 4 will start this next Tuesday night. We're going to Iowa. That's going to be fun. And then this Saturday, special event, going to be about $500 on the line. Super late models, Hickory Motor Speedway, broadcasted live here where you're at. It's going to be, that winner is going to walk away with about $200, $300 and a game or two from Butt Kicker. That's worth $200 by itself. And then, last but not least, starting in 2 weeks, Saturday night, we're firing up our own truck series. Crooked Line Racing will be truck series racing in a Super Truck Saturday night series. Fixed setups as well, going around to mostly short tracks with a couple bigger tracks sprinkled in. So, if you like truck racing there, we got you covered on Thursday nights, and we're soon to have you covered on Saturday nights, folks.
you know, talking about all these leagues, I'm looking forward to all this. I mean, I obviously raced in it already.
My fiance isn't. She isn't looking forward to it.
It's fun, man. I don't know if you enjoy watching the broadcast and getting to know us on this side of things, you know, you could come out and race with your favorite kings.
As the one king out here tonight, it was looking like Chris McLean. Chris McLean has had to battle his way through traffic. He's fallen back to 1.5 seconds off race leader right now, Ray Rogers, that 51. It looks to be like it's on rails here tonight, folks.
That he is incredibly fast. He's got the top 6 cars left in the lead lap. At the current pace we're going, next round of pit stops will be down to 3.
As we see somebody actually on pit road right now, as you said that.
Mike Veith is right down pit road. That truck is smoking. That Mike Veith has had problems. I'm trying to check the tattletale box. Not seeing nothing here, folks, but Nick in the chat, Mike has had problems. Man, oh man, it's been a rough night for the driver number 9 here tonight. That truck is smoking. Luckily for him, he does have a fast repair in his pocket, I do believe. Let's stay on board with him real quick. Watch that truck quickly change. It's back to being beautiful. Beautiful. I love the chrome wheels, too.
And tires.
Was he taking tires, too? I switched over too quick.
Yep, yeah, popped them up.
Yep, taking 4 tires. We're getting to the
I'm
window.
not sure, you know.
We're getting to the window.
I'm sorry, I was trying to cut you off there, but I think that damage you mentioned earlier on that 9 car Mike Beats is actually the cause of that. I just went back and watched, and he was coming out of turn 2 and down to the dog leg, and it just went up in smoke.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Just
it just started smoking.
okay.
He
So
dropped off the pace and it started smoking. So I'm not sure if the damage was making the truck overheat, or I'm not sure what happened.
right. Okay, so see that's why the telltale box, folks. I call it telltale box. If somebody goes off pace or if they wreck, it just pops their name up in the right in red, and I can click over on it. But the telltale box did not tell on anybody that time, so that's why there wasn't an incident. He just blew the motor expired. He puked it, as they say. As I'm,
Just-
go ahead.
Ray's
Keith.
got some open, some clean air, and you can see him. He's now 1.6 or so in front. He's starting to spread out with nobody in front of him. He's got through the lap cars he had to get through. He's probably got another 5 or 6 seconds before he's going to come up on the on Paul Cox, and now we're going to see a little bit of a gap spread.
Folks, Garrett Kendry, we saw he hit the wall earlier, but it was not like this. Look at the side of that 76 machine.
Yeah, that number is like scraped off on the
So Nick
door of
Veith,
that 76.
you was completely right, Nick. You said you think that wall is going to be a factor into tonight's race, and it's showing right now. That's our third place sitter. He got up there and let him a lap. That's Garrett Kinder. He's got some, not heavy damage, but that truck is definitely not as beautiful as what it once was whenever Keith Mack gave him the MF Racing Design's best paint scheme of the night. And I also noticed Mike Veith went back down pit road, folks. There may have been a speeding penalty involved there.
Oh, he must feel shame. He had to go back and serve a penalty. Has to think about what he's done.
That means basically iRacing put him in timeout. I have to just go out on a limb and guess that driver was caught speeding on pit road. To my announcers in the booth, Keith Mack and Jason Raymond, if we go to if we end up having a caution, I want y'all to find me a driver to pull up. We're going to have a word with him, one of our championship 4. Probably be Ray Rogers if I had to guess, since he is out front. But you all pick if there is a caution. The way these drivers are spread out now, there may not be a caution here tonight. It may be a one and done type deal.
I think you pull up the top 2, see if we can talk to them both, and see if Chris has anything for him, if we can catch up to him.
Just comes down to time. I don't want to catch them when they're going down pit road or anything. But if we have time, absolutely. We should if we make it quick.
We haven't talked about.
I feel like any of the championship contenders would be good to interview. You know, we got Aaron Adcock still sitting 5th. He's
Aaron
actually down on
Adcock
pit
is
road now.
on pit road. Paul Pastor just said, "Step it up, Tracy and Aaron." Paul, they have both looked solid all night. That's another guy right there, Paul Passions. He's here every single week, and we appreciate it more than you know it. Thank you so much for constantly being here with us.
You know, yeah, I just feel like if we talk to any of the championship contenders, you know, we see like what they're thinking. You know, maybe Aaron's just playing a smart ride
Aaron
until the
uses
end,
fast
and he's
repair. He uses fast repair. Sorry to interrupt you right there, but that was important.
Yeah, it is important. I don't know if that was maybe a mistake or if he's thinking this is gonna go green and he's ready to go. He's in go mode.
So that's going to put the driver number 17 one lap down. He should be okay, though, be able to get his lap back when it finally does cycle through. But if you're that 17, what you're thinking right now, please, God, no caution. Please, no caution.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, caution at this stage after pitting like that would definitely be, you know, not ideal. But if you're Ray Rogers, you're probably hoping for the caution because, you know, you could pit and not have to worry about it being on the green. You could pit with everyone else. You know, maybe even stay out front with the way pit cycle would be.
You're exactly right. As he just got around who I'm going to assume is a relative to him, but I don't know. They don't look nothing like if you compare their pictures. But they might be. That 96, that's kind of a sleeper pick for MF Racing Design's best paint scheme of the night.
You know, like I said, I just want to give it to everyone. There's a lot of good-looking trucks out here. I mean, everybody out here has a good-looking truck. So, yeah, let's just say my pick is everyone.
Right. And it looks like your pick for the race winner here tonight. It's not sealed and delivered yet. We're coming slowly but surely creeping to that lap 100 of 150 here tonight. And it's all Ray Rogers out front now after Chris McLean dominated the first 55 laps of this race.
You know, I'm gonna cut you off here. I just heard that Aaron Adcock had to step away, so he's down on pit road going multiple laps down. That's definitely
No.
unfortunate.
No way. That's the only thing about sim racing, folks. We are at home. Some of us are in our bedroom. Some of us in our living room. Heck, some of us may be in our living room in our underwear racing. That's the perks of being on iRacing. But the con is anything can go wrong. So hopefully nothing serious has happened with that 17 and household. So that's a very, very unfortunate. That's going to make his championship wraps basically go up in smoke right there. Tough break for the 17 after a great season. As we see Tracy Passon's out here, he's in P4. I know Paul was rooting him on a while ago. He's worked that machine up to P4. He had really good pace earlier in the race. I think he kind of got out cycled with him just a little bit on the pit stops. He pitted about 4 or 5 laps before the front two did. And I think now, I mean, 5 laps doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 5 hard laps extra on the tires.
I just want to mention he has some right side damage too. I don't know if that's new or if that's been there for a while. I haven't noticed it, but he's got some pretty heavy right front damage actually. As it looks like the
We get
fender is
76
coming
on pit road.
Who is it?
76 Garrett is on pit road.
Yep, 76 going down pit road. Let's keep the camera on him real quick, see if he's going to use that fast spur or not. I don't think Garrett will, but he might if he thinks this thing's going to go green. Is Aaron Adcock. Aaron Adcock is still on pit road. Man, that breaks my heart for him. He wanted this championship really bad. I know that probably surprises a lot of y'all. Think I actually have a heart, but I can't tell from this stupid camera angle iRacing has for us. But no,
he did not
didn't fix that truck. So
here comes the fourth place car, Tracy Passons.
Yep, Tracy Passons down pit road number 53, Ford F-150. Chuck Pegleg Felts is also on pit lane, so that fuel, they've stretched about as far as they can go. Ray Rogers and Chris McLean, they pitted 2 laps after Garrett Kendrick, so I expect them to be due in for service pretty quick here. Or Garrett, maybe he short pitted just a few laps, because we saw earlier, that's how he actually took the lead. And remember, because he was back almost 2.5 seconds to the leader. He pitted just a few laps before the other 2 pitted, and that brought him to the lead, came out in front of those drivers when it all cycled through. Eric Bolkarter's down pit road. Matt Rogers is down pit road. So pit road's starting to become busy here tonight, folks.
And through it all, Paul Cox is on the verge of losing a lap before he gets his pit stop in.
That's tough. That's going to put him in a hole it's not nothing that you can't climb out of. It's just something that you don't want to be in that hole.
No, you don't.
I mean, Jason knows all about being laps down. Ain't that right, Jason?
I mean, no, not really. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that didn't sound egotistical at all. Folks, you can find him on Facebook for all your hate mail at Jason Raymond. Let him know how you feel about him. But Keith Mack, what were you saying before I rudely interrupted you?
I don't know. I got rudely interrupted. I don't remember what I was going to say. It's kind of like running from a buzzsaw at this point. Poor Paul is running for his life here. You don't want to give that lap up. There's a lot of pride right here.
You know, as we're watching this, I just want to touch on that Chris McLean has actually closed the gap. And
Caution is on Speedway. Caution is out on the Speedway. I think it's William Griffith went around again. Chris Heiner is going to be the lucky dog here. Garrett Kendrick is not, but he should get the wave around. These drivers should get the wave around. Man, oh man, that really shakes things up. We got to go back and watch this on the replay.
Oh yeah, that changes a lot there. There's some heavy damage to the
truck. William Griffith is already damaged pretty bad. That truck just starts to step out on him. He can't control it. It overstepped the boundaries.
Contact to the inside
wall. Very significant contact with the front of the truck. The worst spot to hit. And that 24, Christopher Heiner, almost got involved in that. So did, I think it's Matt Rogers, and then we got Garrett Kendrick coming up right here as well. We got to go back and see what Ray Rogers and them's going to do here, though, once the pits are open. If they have to pit, but the
I think it was
71,
short of gas.
71's going to get the wave around. I think. Yep. So all these drivers that we see one lap down, Christopher Heiner, Garrett Kinder, Justin Miller, they all should get the wave around here. And then drivers such as Tracy Passons and Chuck Phelps, they're 2 laps down. They should get one of their laps back, if I am correct, right, Keith or Jason?
No, I think they were a lap down before that came out. I
Right,
think
so
they're in trouble.
So yeah, they're showing us 2 laps down right now, but they're going to get one of those laps back right here, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And
They
so
should end up 1 lap down.
So
Yep.
right now there'll be 1 lap down, but man, oh man, Ray Rogers and Chris McLean, y'all better hope William Griffith is on your Christmas list, because he just really, really saved y'all big time right there, not having to do a green flag pit stop. Because those green flag pit stops, that's when mistakes happen. As Ray Rogers actually beat Chris McLean off, that was actually really, really close right there. Their pit time, the time they were on the pits from the time they entered to the time they exited, identical, 49:57. And Ray Rogers actually had a slower pit stop. He was a 15.17 to Chris McLean's 14.48 in the box. So Ray did something good, did something right when he was exiting. He played those timing lines perfectly. We see Christopher Heiner coming in now for service.
You know, I kind of wonder if maybe Chris McLean was trying to, you know, not fill up the tank completely to try to beat him off pit road, or if Ray just got on pit road and off pit road that much.
That close in time, that could be a windshield tear off.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. That could be a windshield tear off right there, because that's we know that is roughly, I think Mark's told me it's like 0.75 of a second, so roughly 1 second. And that's about the gap that you see in their pit time. You said that 72 a while ago. He was a lap down.
No, he was fighting to keep his lap. He was staying right in front.
Right.
It was Christopher Heiner who dropped the lap down and dropped way back.
Paul Cox
and is now back up in it.
Was fighting for his life to stay on the lead lap, right? He's sitting P2 right now when we go back green.
It was, Paul Cox, him staying, fighting out there, allowed Christopher Heiner to get his lap back. If he had given in, he would have been a lucky dog, and Christopher would still be a lap down.
And Paul Cox wouldn't be P2 when they go back racing right here. So that shows right there, you're never, ever out of it when there's still laps on the board and we're racing.
When this here gets going, it might be kind of fun to do a blimp view of the guys going into 1. It's really wild to watch the different braking points going into 1. You can really watch the gaps open and close from the blimp view.
I'm trying to see where we can get the most people on camera. Is the lights off on the pace car right now? No, not going. They have delayed the green, so they're going to go around at least 1 more lap. Lights are still on the pace car, though. We'll see if they shut them off this time around or not. I think you got to remember, folks, for the ones that took the wave around right then, they're going to be on the inside line, so that outside line's going to have nobody on it. You're just going to see people. Paul Cox, really, is going to be the only driver that lines up on the outside. Christopher Heiner, maybe? Where's Christopher Heiner lined up at?
So the 76 is getting a wave around right now. I think that's going to put him back in the lead lap. I didn't expect to see that.
He should have been. No, 76 shouldn't have a wave around. He should have already been on the lead lap. He got his lap back already. He got the wave around when the other one's pitted. If he takes the wave here, he's going to be a lap ahead of everybody. Y'all monitor the chat. Let me know what's going on with the iRacing chat, what the admins are saying here. Are the lights off on the pace car?
I'm not sure if the lights are off yet.
Can you check? Can you see?
Look,
They are off.
Yeah,
looks like they're off.
Yeah, lights are off on the pace car. Let's go blimp view.
So watch the trucks go into turn 1. This is actually it's pretty cool to watch.
Looks
So
like,
is it? I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. Are they back on now?
nope,
Oh,
we got green flag. They're pretty spaced out, but oh well, they're gonna go green. That's Ray Rogers with the great jump. Watch the blimp view right here. Let's see what it looks like when they're going down turn 1. I'm really interested to see how they look in the dog leg. I wish they were all double file. It's gonna be hard to really tell when they're like this right here. If they were all double file.
5 is way in the back. I don't know. He's back. He's in fourth, but he had to start in the back of the
Waiver
pack
round.
there.
Yeah, he pitted off sequence. He pitted off a different lap. Well, I don't
Chris
know
McLean
actually.
pitched
No.
the same time as
Yeah,
Ray
he
Rogers.
pitted. Yeah, I'm not sure why he had to start back there. Oh well, that's not up to us. That's up to them. But right now, it's all Ray Rogers out front. Driver number 51, Toyota Tundra. The 72 of Paul Cox is showing actually really good speed after Ray Rogers got a great jump. Garrett Kendrick, he's holding down P3. Chris McLean's trying to look underneath him. I think Garrett's going to kind of get blocked right here going in 3 and 4. He lets that 5 truck go by again. Garrett has played nice with these drivers here tonight. He's let them by. That's about the 3rd time I'm actually seeing Eric Bocarter on pit road. There may have been a black flag involved somewhere. Caution is out on the
Additional cautions
speedway.
out again.
Caution is out on the speedway.
As I honestly didn't see it because I was yawning and looking away.
All right, let's see what happened. Oh, I'm seeing Tracy Passons and Matt Rogers were involved in the accident. Here we are. Here we see. That's actually Justin Miller behind Tracy here. Turn 1 again. And then nowhere to go for the 96. 53 slid up right in front of him. And not heavy contact, but if that 96 of Matt Rogers does not have a fast repair, that could be catastrophic for that driver. Now that they're re-racked, those drivers we saw on the take the wave around, they're all going to be double file here now. And who's going to get the lucky dog? Justin Miller won't.
Chris McLean is down on pit road.
Yep, Chris McLean's going down pit road. Let's start to watch. So typically Justin Miller will get the lucky dog right here, but he's not because he was involved in the incident. So I don't know if it's going to pass it on the peg leg or what, but yeah, we got.
Peg leg just said lucky dog coming home.
Yep, so Chris McLean is bringing it down pit road. There's an extra set of tires here. Is he going to take it or what?
I wonder if he has a little bit of damage he's trying to. Oh, they're taking tires. They just got tires.
Yeah, but Keith, they have 4 total sets. They have 1 more set still in the pits. They went about 6 laps right then. You're not going to lose a lot of track position. The worst you can fall back to is 6th. I like it.
If they get 4 sets, they start with 1. They took 1 in 50, took 1 in 100, and then he just took 1 again at 116. That's it. I might have waited on that in case you get a late race caution.
Oh, you are correct. Yes, that's right. I was thinking there was 1 and then 4 in the pits. I forgot about that. Yeah, there's 1 on the truck that you start the race with and then 3 in the pits. So if there is a late race caution, you're putting the gun in the hand of Ray Rogers. You're going to give him the tire advantage. And that's not somebody you want to give the tire advantage to.
I'm also not sure that whatever 17 laps you just put on them, some of that was caution. They had an extended caution by 2 laps earlier. These tires only got about 7 or 8 laps on.
Yeah, they pitted. Ray Rogers, Paul Cox pitted on lap 107. As we see Justin Miller, Matt Rogers, they're down pit road now too, taking service.
And I just want to say, there was like 17 laps on those tires. And the thing with iRacing compared to like real life, you can't put a set of scuffed tires back on. So they have that set of tires that has 17 laps on it that are no longer available.
Only
so
7 laps, not
like
even 17.
7?
Yeah.
I would have waited on it. And I also in the YouTube chat over here, Kevin Pender said that was a weird restart, and I completely agree with you.
It had all of the wave around guys had to start on the inside line, left the outside line just basically empty. And just want to give an update on Aaron Adcock. Nothing bad happened at his house. I'm not going to broadcast what happened. He put it in the Facebook chat if y'all want to know, but just know that he's a dad first and foremost. And Aaron, if you're still watching, I salute you, brother, for that. As the lights are off on that gender-neutral pace car, will Paul Cox, will he try to time it a little bit better? He had great pace. He was actually matching Ray Rogers a little bit. The only gap he had between him and Ray Rogers is what Ray Rogers got on the initial jump on the start. 24 is right there behind him starting P3. This race has been dominated by 2 trucks, the 5 and the 51. But Don't count out another championship contender, the last of the 4. Garrett Kendra, number 76, he's firing off P5. As for Keith Mack, we're going to go blimp cam here, see what happens as they're going double file. Those ones that just took tires, Keith, they could look like a genius as the green comes out. Not a lot of trucks left out here. It's very possible we go green the rest of the way out. 51 gets a great jump. 72 got a terrible type jump. That's going to allow Christopher Heiner to fight and try to get by him as they go to the dog leg. And then look right there. Chris McLean's thinking about taking it 3 wide. He thinks better of it. Backs off a little bit. Contact is made. Is that going to collect Chris McLean? Chris McLean gets through. Garrett gets into him.
Oh, big contact.
Garrett used his fast repair too. Garrett is out of a fast repair. No. Didn't Garrett use his fast repair?
I don't think so.
He didn't. Okay. All right. Woohoo. Man, oh
Fenner
man.
got a little scared and excited over that one.
Well, it's like that changes the whole race. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, it does. It would have, and we're starting to see, coming down to the end of the race here, 30 laps to go. People are starting to push a little bit harder for those extra positions, and here's where it's going to get interesting, and tempers will start flaring.
Aaron, I see you're still in the Facebook chat. By all means, brother, you want to jump up here and call the rest of the race with us? You're more than welcome, my dude. Get up in here and talk some racing action with us.
I definitely would not say no to that. I'm running out of stuff to say here. I'm tired, got a headache, and I'm hoping that this action coming up here at the end will wake me right back up, and I'm ready for it.
I don't know how you get sleepy with this type of race we've had. It's been pretty exciting. For the ones that don't know, Jason, he's still a baby in the real world terms. Got his first job working a little bit of a hard physical labor, putting some calluses on them hands. So you heard it in his voice right there and said he's tired. Keith Mack, are you Keith?
Sorry, I'm taking a nap here at my age. We gotta take naps.
I was gonna say that's what I was saying. You're about what are you? Are you 81 now? 82? I knew you were probably taking a cat nap over there.
Hang on. I gotta go change my diaper.
Hey, look here now, folks. Look at your top 2. And Garrett Kinder, let's keep the camera on Garrett, because I pray for his sake and Kevin Kinder's sake in the chat that Garrett still has his fast repair.
Me too.
Yeah, Kevin Kinder in chat says still has a fast repair, but no tires.
That's what's gonna hurt. But did y'all notice? Ray Rogers did not come. 8-lap difference between Ray Rogers and Chris McLean. And now there's caution laps in between there. I think they only ran like 2 or 3 laps, really. You think about it, cautions are going to take up about 5 laps. 4 to 5 laps. Probably about 4 laps, realistically. Ray Rogers pitted on lap 107. Chris McLean came in lap 115. And now when the caution comes out, they still have to go around another lap. So, yeah, I think there's only 1 or 2 laps on these tires difference between Ray Rogers, Chris McLean's, and Christopher Heiner's and Garrett Kinder and those drivers. Chuck Pegleg Phelps is the only driver on the lead lap that is a little bit off sequence versus the other guys. Chuck pitted on lap 100, and Tracy Passons has actually elected to go down pit road now. As I want to look at something real quick, going to check the weather here. Okay, when we started, air temp was at 88 degrees. The track temperature was like 101. Air temp is 81 degrees, and look at that track temperature. It's come down to 82 degrees. These trucks right now, they have the most grip they have all night when they're turning these laps right now. Man, I hate to see that 17 sitting on pit road like that. Tough break for Aaron. That stinks. We're going to re-rack them here, folks. We're going double file one more time here at Phoenix Raceway. I said it a while ago. There's few cars now left out here battling. It's been a battle of attrition for some of these drivers. I don't foresee another caution right now. I really don't. But, oh, Keith, if we do 10 laps here and a caution comes out, Ray Rogers gets to go in and get fresh rubber, that's going to be tough on the rest of the field because he just got a great jump right then. I don't think that driver even wants to see a caution. Just try to click these things off.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm interested to see here. Like like you said, there's only probably 4 or 5 laps on those tires. I'm interested to see if those 4 or 5 laps will make a difference.
we've seen Rogers come through the field once. His truck is virtually untouched.
Right.
He could do it again. He's got less trucks to come by.
And we go back here to Garrett Kinder setting P4. Garrett's been in basically all the top 5 spots. Tracy Passons has actually went around. I see caution is out on the speedway. If I'm Ray Rogers now, I'm going in and take my fresh tires. I don't think these cautions are going to keep happening. I really don't.
But you know what though? Do you have enough? Is it even worth it? Like how many green flag stops green flag laps they had?
Not many. Not many. Ooh, Tracy Passons. I don't know if Tracy has used a fast repair or not thus far. Got into the wall again there. I think that was more out of frustration that second hit.
You know, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Tanner. I wouldn't pit here. I know you said you don't think these cautions are gonna keep happening, but he looked pretty good there for those.
Yeah,
one lap.
but
He still looked pretty good, but I don't know.
He's already had his tires heated up, so and they get to cool down a little bit, but they're still at optimal temperature. They're still at a good temperature, whereas Chris McLean and them's they're not. They have not had a lap on them to heat up and get some heat in the tires. These cautions are really hurting them more than they're helping them right now.
Yeah, you know, I feel like there's some pluses and minuses to getting the tires. You know, better rubber than the guys on the rest of the guys in the field, but then also you gotta think Chris McLean's super fast as well. So if he goes in and pits, would he be able to get back by?
That's the
question.
gamble right there. That is the gamble. But on the flip side of that, you just said Chris is so fast. Do you want him to have any type of tire advantage over you, or would you rather have the tire advantage over him?
You know, at this point, I don't even know. It's a plus minus.
That's why I love these late race or these long races, man. It brings in so much strategy. Folks at home, if you're watching on Facebook, Five Kings Network, or on YouTube, Five Kings Motorsports, let us know in the chat. You're one of these drivers. You have a set of tires in the pits. Your competition's already came in and taken their last set about 12 laps ago. Caution laps in there. What do you do?
You know, track position. I'm not sure. They've got low tire, low green flag laps, track position. You know, I'm not sure right now. I give it up.
It'd be tough. It would. It would be really tough to give it up. Even though you're not going to give up a whole lot, you are still giving up something, you know?
Seven cars and 25 laps.
As Alex Veith is down pit road, William Griffith is still on pit road. I think we saw that truck get clean a while ago, so I'm beginning to wonder if maybe he's out of a fast repair.
Kevin Kinder is in the YouTube chat saying no tires yet for the 51.
If he wants to wait to like lap, we'll say hypothetically lap 135, I think Chris McLean is still too fast to be able to get up there in those 15, 16 laps past the field, and you still got the mountain of a task to pass that 5 truck. So I don't know what to do here. I bet Ray Rogers wish he would have just pitted with him, just get that out of the equation.
I don't think it's in the equation at all. I don't think he pits. I don't think he's going to pit. And, you know, these guys may have fresher tires. It's one thing to catch the man, but to pass the man's a different animal.
As Kevin Kinder in the YouTube chat, YouTube universe, says he thinks there's more cautions to come. So he's thinking stay out as long as possible and see how the race plays out.
Kevin, you're probably right. You know the old saying, cautions create cautions. Caution breeds caution. Cautions. Lights are out on that gender neutral pace car. It looks like a Kia in the front, a Ford to the side, and maybe, I don't even know what on the back. As we're going to see, can Ray Rogers do what he's done for the last 4 to 5 cautions? Gets a great jump, not even having to battle the guy on his outside going in turn 1, or will Chris McLean time it perfectly right here?
See, if I'm Chris McClellan, I might have tried to jump that restart. That may be the only way to get by him.
At least put a nose or something out in front of him so you have a little bit of advantage when he jumps on it. But right now, Garrett Kinder's having a fight with Paul Cox. Paul Cox to his inside. They are door to door right now battling. I'm not sure who's going to come away top dog in this battle right here. Looks like Paul Cox has an advantage right now, but that 76 is going to have the momentum on the outside. Going to get a great pull from the 5 truck right there in front of him. 76 P3. And now's where the going gets tough. There's no more saving. There's no more conserving. It's all 110% now. 20 laps sounds like a lot, but when you're doing them laps in 27 seconds, they go by in a blink when you're in the truck, especially if you're running second behind the leader. Now for Ray Rogers, they're probably taking a 27 second lap, probably feels like 27 minutes to him.
So if you're the 5, are you taking your shot now, or are you waiting for a last couple laps to try and make your move?
If we're at a bigger track, I'm going to wait till the last lap, just do the draft. But if I get the opportunity right now, I'm taking it. Because you don't know. Ray Rogers, he's a veteran in the sim racing world and racing in general. You don't know if he's going to make another mistake. If you happen to get there, you can't really wait and hold off on that, because that next mistake may not ever come. As Justin Miller is down pit road now.
I mean, I'm enjoying that shot we just had there. As we went through the dog, like you saw how rough it was.
It was. We haven't talked about that tonight, but look, folks, we're going to do it one more time right on board with him. The commentary curse, watch. He probably won't even take the dogleg this time, but we'll see if he does. Chris McLean, you're going to tell the fresh tires in about 3 to 4 laps after the restart. And it looks like right now Chris McLean actually got to him a little bit. But yeah, when they hit that dogleg, they come off the banking of the track to the apron. The apron's not totally flat, but it's pretty flat, and the banking ends really real abrupt like. So it kind of can upset these trucks a little bit, especially if the ride heights are really low.
I would like to point out what we were talking about. You've got to be there at the end to have a chance to win it. Our top 4 drivers, we either started first or you started last. 13, 1, 2, and 14 is your top 4 drivers.
That's a good analysis.
That's not by mistake.
Yep, that's a very good analysis. Way to pick up on that. That's actually pretty cool. Keeps them out of the hornet's nest that way. What's the hornet's nest? That's just being in the middle of the pack. Don't matter who you're racing with, where you're racing at, what you're racing in. You never want to be in the middle of the pack. That time around, this last time by, Chris McLean was 0.03 of a second faster than Ray Rogers. Or no, he was a full 10th. Sorry, it just now changed. Oh, 0.03, yeah. Okay, sorry. Let's see what he is this time around. Is he going to be faster than that 51? Chris McLean that time around was a 27.79 to Ray Rogers 27.99. So he is faster, but just being a 10th faster, I don't think you're going to be able to get around that truck unless you might have to do the bump and run. We might see a rattle of the cage type moment here. This ain't Bristol, but it's a short track.
So Kidder ran a 27.949. If them two start racing, this turns into a 3-car race very quickly.
Absolutely. That's what Kinder's wanting right now. Is we're about to go cockpit cam with Kinder. He wants those two up there to start battling and just forget about Kinder, because the second they forget about him is the second he's going to blow their doors off when he passes them.
I agree. We're coming towards the end here. It's definitely going to be a good battle. I'm interested to see how long Chris McLean waits to make that move. As we see, he's actually
not
doing
waiting.
it right now.
He's to the inside for 51. This could be the championship hopes and dreams right here. He's inside that driver going to the dog leg. He's going to really cut the dog leg now. 51's going to have the preferred spot, though, on exit out of turn 4 here. They're going to be drag racing to the line. We're coming to lap 140 of 150 for the Apex eSeries Showdown. Battle of the top 4. You got 3 of the top 4 still within the race, and 3 of the top 4 got the first 3 spots secured on the grid right now. They are side-by-side racing, not only for a race win, but for a championship. $40 from 5 Kings Motorsports. a button box from Sim Racing, custom racing gear equipment, and the best of all, bragging rights. Is they're getting really close right now. What if those two drivers get into it? Like you just said, Garrett Kinder might be in the best seat in the house right now. As a lap car is going to actually kind of dictate 51's line. That may let the 5 just set sail right here. Is he going to clear it? He clears him.
Here's him. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But the
Actually,
55's going to
power move back to the
powers
outside.
it back. The 5 kind of uses his line a little bit, takes it away from him. Will the 5 set sail here now, or will the 51 have enough to drive him down? These two drivers, they've won, I think, 7 races out of the 12 this season. Ray has won 4. Chris has won 3. Ray won last week. Chris won the week before that. Who is going to edge each other out? Or are they too concerned with each other and Garrett Kinder is going to come up here and take it away? That time around, Garrett Kinder was actually the fastest on the track. Let's see what it is this time. As Ray Rogers pushes a little tight right there.
What a great run Chris McLean got on the track for.
All Chris McLean has to do is keep it nice and steady for the next 7 laps. And he'll be a race winner number 4. And he can be a champion. That driver right now, he's begging. No caution. No caution. No caution.
And Tanner's thinking right now, I told you to get tires, and you did. And look what happened. Tanner's taking credit for this.
He should. I truly believe he should have took tires at one point. Now, when we were talking about on like lap 130, I think it was almost too late. I think the bet had been made then. Because then you're going to let Chris McLean and Garrett Kinder kind of battle it out. And you got to get around everybody and still have to pass them when you get to them. I think Chris McLean is just this fast here at Phoenix. I really do. I don't think the tire difference is that big. There's a little bit of a difference. But Chris McLean, I mean, he jumped out to almost a 2-second lead over Ray earlier in the race. Led the first 55 or so laps. Kind of rode for the next 50 or 60, 70 laps. But now, lap 146 this time around, he's opened it up to a 0.7 interval over second place. He just has to be smooth and calm the rest of the way out as he's exiting turn 4 here. Got Mr. Peg Lev Feltz. He's rounding out your top 5. Matt Rogers, 96. He's up to P6. Garrett Kinder's P3. Paul Cox, P4. But the focus remains. Will Ray Rogers have enough left to get back up there to Chris McLean? It's looking pretty scary for the driver number 51 because Chris McLean, fastest truck on the track that last time around.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like without a caution or a big mistake from McLean, it's his race at this point. And, I'm knocking on wood because broadcast is cursed, but I don't know. I feel like it's just too late to do anything if you're Ray Rogers.
I think it was, if anybody won this race outside of Chris and Ray, I think it would have been a letdown because they've been just so dominant all night long.
I agree. And that's not taking a thing away from the other drivers. Garrett's been really fast. Paul Cox out there mixed and battled with them. But Chris McLean and Ray Rogers, both these trucks have been on rails at different portions of the track. It looked like Ray was best whenever the sun was not fully set, but still had a little bit of heat in the track. And Chris McLean, he had them covered when it was bright outside, and he has them covered when the bright lights are on. We're coming to 2 laps to go this time around to wrap it up for the season. Apex Sim Racing, Custom Racing Gears, iRacing League. We're here tonight for the battle of the top 4. Who is going to hoist up the trophy for season number 1? It looks like Chris McLean now. And this last lap around, when they come out of turn 3 and 4, Barney Fife Jr. is going to wave that white flag. This last lap is going to be brought to you by BAM Racing Videos. You like sim racing, we got you covered here on 5 Kings Network. If you like real life, short track, grassroots racing, look up BAM Racing Videos on YouTube. That's Chris McLean. He's going to exit turn 2 right here. Going to go down the dog leg, not change anything up, continue doing what he's been doing. He has to make 2 more clean corners. He's going to be the champion for season number 1. Apex eSeries Racing Showdown It looks like it's going to be win number 4 for that driver, and he's going to win it. Cash the check in when it matters the most. Chris McLean, number 5, is going to win here tonight at Phoenix International Raceway and probably just secured the championship here tonight. If I had to guess, Ray Rogers brought it home P2, Garrett Kinder P3, Paul Cox P4, Chuck Pegleg, Mr. Feltz brought it home, rounding out your top 5 finishers here tonight. Man, oh man, there's not a whole lot of times where you can not only celebrate a race win with a donut, but you can celebrate a championship victory as well. This driver number 5, F-150, is getting ready to burn it down. And like I said, this winning moment brought to you by BAM Racing Videos. If you like grassroots racing, short track racing, where they get out there, they beat and bang, whether it's on asphalt or on dirt, check out BAM Racing Videos. As shout out to Garrett Kenders, he's going to do some few donuts right there. A perfect donut executed. Look at that, almost a perfect circle. But the focus must remain on the winner tonight, number 5, Chris McLean.
They're bumping into each other with these burnouts. Oh no, 76 is doing a burnout on the side of the tire. Oh, and
It's
Oh,
the Apex Bash 'em Up Derby at the end of the race. Alrighty, we're gonna pull up number 3 in the podium. I'll let y'all have the honors. Jason.
so Garrett Kinder, this is Jason, Keith Mack, and Tanner Moore in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right, so you qualified up there in P2, and you know, you were up front most of the race. I saw you got caught up in one incident that you had no control over. What more did you need to get past Chris McLean and Ray Rogers?
Just experience here at this track, man. Those guys are lightning fast here, as is clearly evident. They were on it all night. Like I said before, this is not one of my strongest tracks, so to bring home even P3, I'm pretty tickled with that. Man, shout out to those guys. They ran a heck of a race. Of course, bummed we didn't get to bring home the hardware or nothing like that, but glad a teammate got to bring it home.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was a great race all around. Not too many cautions until the end there. It got a little messy, but who do you have to thank for making that 76 car go so fast?
Man, of course, I got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch. Those guys, family, you love them to death. I wouldn't be doing any of this kind of stuff as much as I am if it wasn't for them. They're sitting at home watching every race I do. They're cheering me on. They're sending me text messages and pictures cheering me on. So it's all about family for me. So big shout out to them. Aaron Adcock for letting me join up with his team on Poman Motorsports. Unfortunately, had some stuff pop up that he had to go handle. So unfortunate run for him, of course. But man, overall, this season as a whole for our team has been phenomenal. As we've done very well. We've swapped a lot of wins and ended up doing really well for a team as a whole. So really glad to see the entire team coming back next season. Going to run another full season with the same setup of guys, and see if we can make it another run where we can get some more guys up in this Final Four. Thank everybody over at Apex Sim Racing. They're a great sponsor to have on board. Some great prizes that are being offered up for some of the winners. So big shout out to them, and then of course y'all over here at Five Kings Network for broadcasting.
10-4, and on behalf of us over at Five Kings Motorsports, I'd like to congratulate you on a strong season and a 3rd place finish tonight at Phoenix.
Well, I appreciate it, bud.
There we have it, Garrett Kinder.
Yeah, that was the one and only Garrett Kinder. Brought it home P2 after a very, very strong season. Just didn't have the pace needed here tonight to keep up with that number 51 or that number 5. Keith, I'll give you the honors.
Ray, Keith back in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So you had problems here at qualifying. You drive through the field like the most dominant car seen all night long, and you fell just a hair short. What happened there?
I just I mean I should have went in and got to the pits and got my last set of tires, but I figured I was going to stay out, and I just telling my team I was like, if we can get a pit, a yellow with like 15 to go, I'm gonna go in, but it didn't happen. I think Chris had new tires, and there was just nothing I was going to be able to do to hold him up.
Yeah, Chris came in around lap 117. We actually had a full discussion for about 50 laps on whether you were going to take tires or not. We weren't sure. I didn't. I thought track position was smart. I would have stayed out as well. What happened during qualifying?
I got loose off of 4 and just lost it, and I was like, well, I might as well try it again.
Well, you came through. Yeah, you had a great run. That was not. It was awesome to watch you. Peel this thing apart. Who do you got to thank for tonight's race?
Thank you guys for for doing what you do. Aaron for putting this league together, and all the guys that are involved, and me, myself, and I for getting on here every night. Just being able to race with these guys. It was a lot of fun.
Ray, before I cut you loose, you started 15 races. I'm sure that's all the races from the season. You ended up getting 13 top 10s, 10 top 5s, and 4 wins. You may have fell one spot short here tonight in a championship race. It's looking as if Chris McLean is probably going to be the champion, but we will wait confirmation, of course. But still, even if you finish second, that's nothing to hang your head down low for. I mean, that's a really, really impressive season put on by you in that 51 truck.
Yeah, I'm proud of the season. Yeah, it's always a little disappointing when you don't win your championship. But hey, to finish second behind Chris, he's a really good guy. So there's no complaints there.
But right on, Ray. I know. I'm sure you'll be back next season, so I'll be up here in the booth calling the action. You put on a show each and every week. So congratulations on P2 here tonight at Phoenix, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you shortly when the next season does begin.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. That was Ray Rogers. Got him 4 race wins on the season. And coming into tonight, our race winner, Chris McLean, he came in with 3 race wins. He punched his ticket at Michigan to make this race here tonight. And then here tonight, in dominating fashion, he was able to lead the first 55 or so laps. Then he kind of fell back to second and third, rode for a little bit. Then fast forward about 60, 70 more laps, and he was right there knocking on Ray Rogers' door and eventually kicked that door down. It's Chris McLean, driver number 5. He is looking like the surefire champion. Chris, you got a copy?
I do, man.
So, Chris, I mean, at long spiel right then, you got out in the very beginning. You jumped out. You had almost a 2-second lead over second place, and then a caution fail. How was you approaching the race after that first caution fail? Did you kind of rein it in a little bit, or was you still pretty much doing the same old that you had been doing?
Yeah, I just was just trying to put together a good race. I knew I was fast. I knew Ray was going to be tough, Kinder. I knew it was going to be basically who could get out front and control the race, and I did a good job of qualifying effort, put it on the pole, and I just I know Ray's really good at saving the tires and being able to make speed that way. So I just tried to keep my truck under me, and then once he got there, I knew he was going to get second or third, and once he got there, I just minded the gap, just kept my eye on the gap and tried to. And I was real conservative on pit road, getting on pit road just because I didn't want to throw it away. It's hard to bounce back from a black flag that you got to
Right.
serve on the green. So I didn't want to do that, and I got to let Ray make up some of the gap there. And then we come out of that first cycle and just lap car just got in the way and ended up falling back to third. So I just was gonna just ride here for a little bit. And I don't know how, because it's unheard of to catch Ray Rogers on the end of a green flag run, but I was reeling him in there at the end of that green flag run. So I was actually going to pit around lap 100 with my team, and I realized I was catching him. I said, well, I want to get as close as I can, and luckily I did, because the caution came out, or I'd have been in the same boat as some other guys. And I actually sped on pit road though, and the little delay green they throw kind of really, I thought my race was over, because it ended up cycling the wave around cars ahead of me, which I should have started behind, I think third place or whatever with that
Right.
penalty. But it is what it is. Luckily, called a timely caution, was able to get back up there, and I decided to. It wasn't but like 4 laps on our tires, but I decided to go on and put my last set on there and not come back in. I just was gonna make my bed and roll the dice and see what happened, and it paid off. I was able to catch Ray and get by him. I don't know. I know the tires helped a little bit, but I was able to put together good laps. So
I mean, a good lap or a good race you did. It was a flawless race. Like I said, I think the worst you fell back was third. Now you did say you sped. We was wondering why it had you starting so far back. But Chris, you got race win number 4 here tonight. We're still waiting confirmation from Aaron to hear that you are the champion. I think you will be because you led the most laps, I do believe as well. Coming into season 2, are you going to be back next season?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be here. Aaron does a great job. It's still a growing league, so I'm next season should be even better than this season. I don't know how you could top it, but it's been some good side by side racing. I mean, you just seen that with me and Ray. We was able to run 2 or 3. I was surprised he was able to maintain on the top there on
He
them old
was.
tires.
He was.
But I was running him clean, trying to be a little conservative, and then he shot back out on me. I was like, uh-oh. So I finally just had to get by him and start stretching it out.
Right on. That's Chris McClain. He won it here tonight. We are still awaiting confirmation from Mr. Aaron Adcock if he is the champion. Chris, if you would just stick around with us for just a moment while we figure out who is the champion here tonight. All right, folks, I want to go through the race results really quick before we get Aaron Adcock up in the booth. We already talked to the top 3. Chris McClain was chasing win number 4. He got that win when it mattered the most. Championship race, the final race of the playoffs. Chris McClain brought it home in victory lane. P2 was Ray Rogers. They battled all night. They were the most dominant trucks of the night. P3, Garrett Kinder. He was another playoff hopeful. Paul Cox had a little bit of a bounce back because he started pretty rough. We saw him have significant damage to the right side of his truck. Still brought it back to a very respectful P4 with Mr. Pegleg, Chuck Phelps rounding out our top 5. Matt Rogers brought it home P6. Tracy Passons, Christopher Heiner, Justin Miller, and Alex Veith. Those are your 6th through 10th finishers here tonight. With Eric Bullcoulter, William Griffith, Aaron Adcock, who had troubles at home, had to step away for a little bit. Aaron was another championship 4. Ultimately ended his night early. He finished 13th with Mike Viggs rounding out the top 14 finishers. As we're still awaiting Mr. Aaron Adcock, I'm actually going to pull him up here real quick and just see what is transpiring with Mr. Aaron. Aaron, this is Tanner Marr. You got Chris McClain, Jason Raymond, and Keith Mack in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you guys.
Don't want to bother you too much if you're still trying to update the points. Just wanted to have you chime in and butt in whenever you do have the champion figured up.
Yeah, I'm pleased to announce that Chris McClain is officially season 1 champion of the Apex Sim Racing eSeries Showdown. He won it by 4 points. So congratulations from Apex Sim Racing and all of us here in the league, and especially your team, Po Man. It's been awesome to watch you race and follow behind you and learn from you. And it was one heck of a battle. I got to witness it on Facebook and watch it live, but wish I could have been out there. But it was one heck of a pass, and might have jumped up and down a few times watching it.
I got really excited watching it as well. Chris, I know we've been here for a little bit, but just a storybook ending to a great, great season. You've already said you're coming back for season 2. Let's don't forget season 1, though. Talk me through your season from when you started this ordeal to finally hoisting up the trophy. And mind you, you won $40 from Five Kings Motorsports and a button box here tonight.
Man, I appreciate it. Yeah, we started out the season. We started really strong with Po Man, and just kept clicking off wins. And I work a crazy schedule, so I really didn't know that I was going to make all of them, but it worked out for the best. And I'm glad I was able to be here tonight. And had a couple bad races. Got into a couple people cost me a good finish or what have you, but throughout the season, but was able to bounce back from it and put a couple wins on the board, and then like I said tonight, man, Ray's an awesome guy. I love racing with him. He's just so clean and fast. And Kinder, same way. Aaron, it's awesome league, and I'm thrilled to see where it's going to go and get some more competition in and be able to do this from here forward.
I expect it to do nothing but grow, Chris. I really do. That's Chris McLean. Not only is he the winner here tonight, he is also the champion. He capped off a great season with 4 race wins, 8 top 10s, or 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s. That's a great season with 2 pole awards in there, 3 if you count tonight. That's Chris McLean. He is the champion. Aaron Adcock, you are the guy that brought me on board here to broadcast. I hope we have brought good entertainment to not only the racers but to the fans at home. Before we sign off, do you have any final lasting words for season 1?
Man, it's just been a great season. I told everybody going into it we were going to find a broadcaster and have us some broadcast races here towards the end of the season just to stick with us and hold on. And we was able to follow through it. I'm telling you, it's finding broadcasters is probably one of the toughest things you'll do as a league owner. Besides trying to put out any kind of fires that might erupt
Right.
during the week, but it's so many people out there that broadcast, but they just their personalities don't click with being a broadcaster, or it's nothing but dead time, dead space, and it's a skill of broadcasting. And I was fortunate enough to hear about y'all through a different league, and actually was racing the league that y'all were broadcasting when I first heard about y'all. And I was cheating a little bit. I was listening during the race and I heard y'all announce y'all had an opening on Thursday nights. And, just from what I could tell from the first 2 races that I heard, I was like, yeah, I need to reach out and see if we can grab these guys up. So I've been really pleased with the last, I guess it's been 4 broadcast races with y'all. And I'm excited to build on season 2. And if anybody's looking for a league, we'll be doing some recruitment races next Thursday night. We'll go into the off season strong with recruitment and try to get this party back started again October the 28th. We'll try to run our first race at Daytona for season 2.
All right, before we get out of here, Aaron, where is the recruitment race going to be next Thursday night?
I haven't nailed it down. It's more than likely going to be a mile and a half for the first one.
Okay.
I'm probably going to pick something that a lot of people enjoy. That way, you get the most interest. It might be like a Kansas or a Las Vegas or something like that kind of be a high interest. But I'll be sure to notify y'all and let y'all put it out there for your listeners. And um, going to do some advertisement on some iRacing Facebook pages and stuff like that. So you'll see the logo, you'll know where to go. So we'll make sure we get our name out there for everybody that's looking for a league.
Right on. That's Mr. Aaron Adcock, one of the head guys behind this entire series. A lot of hard work goes into promoting these leagues, folks, that a lot of people don't see. But for tonight, we just wrapped up season 1 of the Apex Sim Racing Custom Racing Gear. And we had a champion here tonight, crowned Chris McLean, driver number 5, Ford F-150. Keith Mack, Jason Raymond, I want to thank y'all formally for joining me in the booth here tonight. I've had a blast. Until next time we're out on track, we'll see ya.